Alright, welcome back to Martial Geeks, guys. I know it's been a while, and it's especially been a while since I've done a talking video like this. I've been posting a lot of sparring clips and this and that. This summer we were all super busy, and we had a lot of competitions, so I do have a huge backlog of videos to edit and to bring to you guys. But I gotta make this video first, because at the time of this recording, 2 days ago, one of my absolute favorite Street Beefs fighters had his second sanctioned amateur MMA match, and I just watched it, and holy crap, it's one of my favorite things ever.
Gonna fly like an eagle. Oh. Superhero landing.
Winged Sea, absolutely adore this dude. And before we get into the nitty-gritty of the whole thing, it's funny because I notice on the internet, it's pretty common that whenever you present yourself with complete confidence and belief in yourself, you get two types of people in your audience. Some people will absolutely hate you for being so confident and will perceive you as being obnoxious or smug or whatever. And then the other half will absolutely adore your confidence. And it's it will be like a contagious thing. And it's not just in martial arts sphere, it's in music and comedy, anywhere. If you're being super diplomatic about whatever thing you're talking about, even the opposing sides, it will all sort of balance out. But for fighting, you gotta have a sort of crazy confidence in yourself. So I definitely see that as a positive, and obviously you can tell that I'm a huge fan of Winged Sea. I'm that person that finds himself completely taken by his confidence, and it's like a contagious thing, and I absolutely love it. Because Winged Sea fights the way I imagine myself fighting in my head. When I spar, I do a lot of crazy stuff, relentless pressure, kicks, and weird unorthodox moves that I attribute to a lot of kung fu stuff that I did. But whenever I've actually fought, be it jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu, MMA, boxing, whatever, I'm always contained and never that confident in my ability, and always on the edge of, ooh, am I gonna get f***ed up? Am I not? And this and that.
What the fuck is that?
While he fights the way I spar and the way I wish I fought. So I absolutely adore that guy. Oh yeah, and as you can see, I got some souvenirs from a sparring session a few days ago, because we are preparing for our next MMA event. So a lot of us are going to be fighting again. Stay tuned. The fights are in the beginning of December. There's going to be a lot of MMA fights to break down on this channel. Now, without further ado, let's check out my man, Winged Sea. Just look at that entrance. If you've never fought before in a combat sport, you have no idea how strong your nerves are. And I know it's amateur, it's not like world championships or whatever, but every fight, you're super nervous. You're about to fight full contact against another human being. That's crazy. To just present yourself this way and be this freaking confident is just crazy to me. And it's hilarious, it's entertaining, it's awesome. Look at him dancing. Look at the announcer doing it. It's crazy stuff, guys. But look at his opponent. He's also got a crazy entrance and all. So whenever I listen to the commentary team, even in his kickboxing matches, they all talk about his craziness and about proper fighting and about training proper technique. That's kind of a little criticism. This is amateur. They're not going to be pro-level technique guys, pro-level whatever. And what he does isn't bad technique. He's actually got really good technique, but he's also doing crazy stuff. It's not the same entertainment value type stuff that we see from Death Sentence on Street Beefs, which is another entertaining fighter, but that's more of doing crazy flashy stuff. But when it actually comes to the proper technique and understanding of fighting, it's not there. With Winged Sea, it's there. He's doing all the right stuff. I think that the commentary teams are sometimes too tough on him in terms of that, because he presents himself so crazily. But when you watch his kickboxing matches and that amateur MMA fight, he's got skill. It's nothing wrong. And that's sort of a tiny critique that I have to throw in there. But yeah, let's continue. All right, here we go.
All right.
Boom! Holy crap! Whack! That's it. Forward pressure, right on the jaw. Bam! That's it. And also, guys, bear in mind, one thing I also notice on YouTube, on the internet with MMA fighting, it's so big now. The UFC is so huge, everybody knows what it is pretty much. And since that is the case, I feel like a lot of people who haven't fought, and even people who maybe train, but do it just recreatively, forget how impressive this type of stuff really is. Because in the grand scheme of things, when you have like Masvidal's KOing freaking Askren in like 5 seconds with a flying knee, and just people who watch the top level fighters all the time, they sort of adapt, oh, this is MMA, this is fighting. So stuff like this on lower levels feels less impressive, but it's not. It's crazy. I fought in MMA a couple of times, I fought in other combat sports, and I've never done something as crazy as this, and likely will never do something crazy like this. This isn't easy. Even though it's amateur level, it's still evenly matched, and it's still crazy when stuff like this happens. So that's sort of what I feel like is a common criticism that I feel is disingenuous a lot of times. But I digress. And here we go. Probably one of my favorite post-fight speeches ever, because it's so funny, and yet I feel it's so true.
You said your dance moves were your biggest strength. It looked like
that and my autism. Autism is the best base for MMA.
Malcolm Schuyler.
You know, I'm something of an autistic myself. Represent. Anyways, that's it, guys. I just wanted to sort of react and make a video on this fight because this is super fun stuff and I absolutely appreciate this guy. And yeah, don't forget to watch amateur fights, amateur fighters, especially if you're training and you do want to start competing or whatever. Don't always just watch the UFC. Sure, those are the best guys in the world, so you want to watch the best guys going at it. Because even though your ideal goal is to be as best as you can, so watching the best in the world naturally is a good thing, but also a lot of crazy stuff that happens in the UFC might not be that useful for you while you're learning as much as watching amateur fights. And especially if you have an amateur fighter who does crazy confident stuff like Wing Tsi, so I'd make an argument that that's maybe even more important to just watch and study a lot of these fights who are sort of on that level. But anyways, guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think of this guy, what you think of Street Beefs. And yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna fight again. There's gonna be more videos. And thanks for watching. Take care, guys.